magazine, and I'm sitting here with Allender from Cradle of Filth to talk with him about the weather and stuff. Hi Paul, how are you?
The weather? I'm good, apart from being really, well, I was wet earlier, but now it's good, yeah, fun.
Very well. So, first of all, I want to ask you, the band Cradle of Filth exists since 1991, so it means 2011 would be the 20th anniversary, and you're part of it since 1993, I think. Yeah. And are any specials planned for this year, for this anniversary?
No, well, to be honest, no, because we've actually, we're not doing any more touring after when we play Wacken in August. So basically what we're doing is we're taking quite a lot of time out from touring, and we've started writing a new album already. But I think what we'll do the whole anniversary thing when it comes around to the 20 years of when the first album's released, which came out in '94. You know, so I reckon it'll be like then when we'll start doing something a bit special.
And I've read that your intern band communication works very much with internet and email.
Yeah.
And do you think this is a good way to communicate with your band members, or don't you think it's a little impersonal, or do you need the distance from your band members to work proper on the songs?
It's personally, well, as everybody else as well says, you know, it actually it gets what you need to get done gets done, you know, writing wise. You know, it makes it everything. I mean, in a rehearsal room, it's good if, for argument's sake, everybody comes to the rehearsal room with ideas. Okay, we're not the sort of band that actually jams and comes up with stuff. You know, we've tried that and it doesn't work. You know, so by having everybody at home in their own studios and communicating via email on their own servers and stuff, it means a lot of work gets done. You know, and then a lot of writing gets done, but really quickly. Then once the writing's done, then we get together for 2-3 weeks in a studio somewhere, and we just completely jam it out and change stuff then and change everything. It's time efficient and it works really, really well. Really well.
Okay, so my next question would be, whereas nowadays metal is widely accepted in society, it still works like a kind of scapegoat. And do you think there can be a good thing about it, or do you think that...
What works as a scapegoat?
Metal, the whole scene. For example, there was in 2008, I think, 2 Cradle of Filth fans murdered their families, and so metal again was accused.
I think it's a scapegoat, personally. You know, I personally think that if you've got... I mean, there was somebody in Scotland as well, I think it was. Murdered somebody or other, and they found Cradle records in the... Oh, it's got to be because of that. What a load of fucking shite. You know, it's just it's got nothing to do with metal. It's got nothing to do with... They don't pick it on any other music. It's just a scapegoat. In the end of the day, if somebody's that screwed up to go and do something like that, they were that warped in their head beforehand, even before listening to metal. You know, it's just a complete scapegoat where people don't actually want to physically take the blame from their own home life, so they have to put it on something else. That something else go, oh, it has to be that band that does it, or it has to be that band that does it. I think it's a load of shit, personally.
But do you think it's maybe good that metal is always accused of being spoiling the youth and being bad because it gets attention through this?
Yeah, it does get attention, but I think it's the wrong attention, personally. Okay. You know, I don't think it's attention like the industry needs. Because the industry at the moment, it is with all that wrong attention, it doesn't. To be honest, metal should be a lot bigger than what it is, you know. And it's because of this attention, the reason why it isn't. You know, I mean, there's some fucking amazing bands, absolutely incredible bands in the industry, in the metal industry, you know. But it still hasn't got to the potential of, for argument's sake, the mainstream pop side of it is. When there's just as good bands in the metal industry than what there is in the pop stuff. But it's because of the whole tarnishing of using it as a scapegoat, the reason why it hasn't got there. That's my views anyhow.
Thank you very much. So now let's move to your new album. It's a concept album again.
Yeah.
And I really like this. I think it's great because if you deal with a topic and this creates enthusiasm about it. How do you think about the whole Lilith topic of the new album?
It's fascinating, but I mean, to be honest, as a band, we didn't really have much to do with it. It's like something Danny came up with, you know. but it's better than singing about, I don't know, something else. I couldn't think of nothing across from my head at the moment. But no, it's good. I mean, Leather's always been part of the band right from like dusk and her embrace, you know. So that was an obvious choice. And I mean, also we couldn't really come up with, I mean, for argument's sake, like Cruelty, it was about Elizabeth Bathory. So we couldn't really do an album about her again, you know. So Leather obviously the next choice, you know. That's what he came up with.
It's nice, yes. And you said once you're more into blues and jazz music. Can you imagine writing songs for Cradle of Filth with an influence of these genres?
Right, okay, here we go. I'll explain myself again. Right? No. So the thing is, I do listen to metal, right? But because I'm a musician, I don't just listen to metal. You know, I think personally, if you're into playing guitar and you're into music, you need to take influences from every part of the music genre. And if you only listen to like the metal music that you're into, and you have like blinkers on and you're tunnel vision with this type of music, you're going to sound like everybody else. You know, there's no other influence to take in. You know, so I listen to like jazz, blues, soundtrack. I listen to classic. I listen to anything, absolutely anything. You know, and there's a lot. I mean, in a lot of the Cradle stuff, there's some jazz chord progressions in there, but you can't hear it because I've spread it all the way across the orchestration and everything. But it works, you know. And it's like one thing I can't. I mean, on my Facebook pages I've got, I talk to a lot of kids on there, and there's a lot of bands saying, "Oh, all we do is listen to this, and we just listen to that, blah blah blah." And like, I've written to them, say, "Oh, how can you listen to music like this, and this?" And I says, "Well, if you're a musician, you want to try and actually take in other influences. You have to, you know. You have to experience other forms of music, you know. Otherwise, you're just going to sound like fucking everything else if you don't do that. You know, it's just like I know. I've got some jazz friends, okay. They listen to Napalm Death for Christ's sake, you know, and bands like this, and because they want to encompass everything else that goes on. That's what it's all about. But yeah, I mean, I've got another musical outfit going, but it sounds like Carlos Santana. You know, it's completely different. You know, it's completely laid back, chilled out, like Santana, guitarist, music, lead lines. It's completely different. Nobody knows about it because I've been doing it just to jam. It's with a DJ friend of mine in America. You know, and that's gone really well. But that's hit a completely different scene. Completely different scene.
Yeah, of course. But what is your motivation then for Cradle of Filth? If this is more your music or more the music you want to play?
But I didn't say that was more music.
Oh, okay. This is just another thing you're interested in.
Another thing to do. You know,
okay.
It's just like, yeah, I'm totally into metal. Of course I am. You know, and it's just like, and the new Cradle stuff we're coming up with, it's like it's more solo orientated. There's a lot more harmonies and melody lines. There's a lot more single note, like scrubbed, like single note melodies and stuff going on. It's fast, it's slow, it's everything what Cradle is.
Yes, you have a graphic project with it's called Vomitorium. Yes, how is this going, and what is your motivation for this, and how far are you still working on it?
No, it is. I just set it up again, like on my own. I was working with someone called Cindy Frey, but as I say, I've carried it on my own now, and basically I've just set up a merchandise company, Vomitorium Art, and I sell shirts with like my artwork on them, and I do artwork for other bands. I do t-shirts for other bands, artwork and stuff, you know. It's good. There's in September there's a HP Lovecraft and Cthulhu Con convention coming up in LA. I've just been in there as a featured artist in that as well, so which is good. That's coming up soon, so I'll be going to that. It's good, but no, it's good. It's going really well. Like t-shirts have just gone on sale. So yeah, I've been I'll be hunting bands down soon to give them merchandise deals and doing artwork. I'm doing like artwork for a band called Dawn of Ashes at the moment, which is good.
But you won't be doing artwork for Cradle,
no,
will
because
you?
I write the music. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, so I can't really like. See, the thing is, when the music's being written, you know, it's like the artwork goes on at exactly the same time. So I'm not going to be able to do the artwork and the music at the same time. You know, so I'd obviously concentrate on the music because that's why I'm a guitar player in Cradle. So obviously that's where my priorities have to lie, is the music.
So speaking about artwork, I think from the new album the artwork is very different from the old ones. I don't know, the faces look like doll faces or something. I don't know. It's quite cute what is in the artwork.
Kinda.
How do you feel about it?
Yeah, personally, I think. I mean, it's an amazing artwork, but I personally think it's not aggressive enough for the music. Personally.
I think in comparison, the Godspeed Lord and Devil's Thunder was a very masculine album with very rock and roll rhythm, you know, very rocky album. And on the other hand, there's Darkly, Darkly, Venus Versa, which is very female, I think. And was this on purpose, this contrast between these two albums, also with the artwork?
It just happened. yeah. It's just it just happened. I mean, it's when we write music, we don't write off with any specific thing in mind. You know, we just play what we think sounds good. You know, long as we like, fucking hell, it sounds amazing, you know? And like hairs on the back of the neck stand up and says shivers up the spine. You know, like that's it, right, fucking, we're going to write songs. And as long as like all the songs and the ideas we come up with make us feel like that, it stays. It doesn't matter what it sounds like or how it comes out. It's music at the end of the day, you know? Obviously you're not going to put like just out and out pure basic like rock music into it because it doesn't fit the cradle thing, you know? But it's just like, but as long as it's got like that dark edge to it, you know, it doesn't matter what it sounds like. As long as it sounds dark and it's got like, it goes from like something which is like really aggressive to has like atmosphere and stuff. As long as it's got that, world's your oyster when it comes to the music.
Very well. So to conclude, I have a question I'm interested in since 2007. What actually happened at your show at Metal Camp? Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah.
Again, really, I haven't read anything about it.
As soon as it happened, we read so much of it came out. Yeah, well, someone got drunk. Yeah, really? Yeah, someone got drunk, and I'm not saying any more than that. Yeah, it kind of kicked off.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the talk for a long time after that. Everybody was like, oh my God, what the fuck happened? It's like, we got so bored of explaining ourselves.
Do you have any famous last words you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to say, like, thanks to everybody, you know, who's actually supported the band throughout the years. And, you know, if it wasn't for, like, people into the band, the fans of the band, we wouldn't be here doing this, you know. So hopefully, like, you know, like the next albums that are coming out, we'll tour as much as possible when we can. And, yeah, with full support to everybody. It's like, thank you very much.